Parsha Shoftim, towards the end, the Torah starts discussing the halachis and the rules of war when Klal Yisrael engages in wars against our enemies. And it says that the Kohen comes and speaks to the nation and says to all the soldiers and says, Shema Yisrael Atem Krev Mayom. He starts with the words Shema Yisrael, and it's well-known, famous words of Chazal. If you would only have the schus of saying Shema Yisrael, that's enough to conquer our enemies in war. Interesting that Chazal and the Kohen and the Torah focuses on this mitzvah. If you have the mitzvah of Shema Yisrael, that's enough of a schus to win, to conquer, to be victorious in the war. Why Shema Yisrael? The Gemara says that a person who says Shema Yisrael and he is not wearing his tefillin when he says Shema Yisrael, it's a big problem. It's considered Eidus Sheker, false testimony. You're saying that you have to put on tefillin, like it says in the Parsha of Shema, and you don't do it. So that's like false testimony. Interesting, we don't find this in any other mitzvah, and in fact, even in terms of tefillin, there's other parshas in the Torah that have the words of tefillin inside. And it doesn't say, when you read the Torah, in Parshas Bay, the Parsha of Kaddish, Li Kol B'chor, you have to put on the tefillin, or else it's going to be false. What is this false witness? What is this special care that we have to take when we say Shema, that we should be wearing our tefillin? Shem and Shmuel gives a very beautiful explanation. Shem and Shmuel says the first two psukim in Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Second pasuk V'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha B'chol levav B'chol nafshecha. It's an obvious correlation to the two parts of how we come to properly serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We have the V'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. The second part is what our hearts should be full of love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we should want the right thing. We should want to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us. But the only way we can have a chance of having in our hearts the desires to do what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants is if we have the proper mindset, if we know what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants. So that's the symbolism of the first two psukim of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. The first is we have to internalize there's one Hashem. Hashem is our God. Whatever He says, that's what matters. And then we have a chance that our hearts will want to do the right thing. If we don't have the wisdom, if we don't have the knowledge in our heads of what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, there's no way that our hearts are going to want, our physical hearts, we are physical beings. Of course we're going to want to do the wrong thing. We're going to have all sorts of desires that are improper. Only if we have the proper mindset, then we have a chance. If we have the proper connection between mind and heart, then we have the proper chance. We have a chance to be able to do the right thing. The Chazal say, in Gemara and Saita says that the Kohen would say anybody who has a chet, anybody who's worried about an aver should go back. What kind of aver? One of the examples given, interestingly enough, a person who speaks in between putting on the tefillin shel yad and the tefillin shel rosh. You know, they're not allowed to speak. Once you put on your tefillin shel yad, so right away put on the tefillin shel rosh without being mafsek. The Sfardim don't even make a bracha on mitzvahs tefillin. The Ashkenazim do make a bracha. It's very important not to have any sort of hefsek at all between the tefillin shel yad and the tefillin shel rosh. The Sfarim say, Shem and Shmuel brings it as well, like we say in the tefillah before putting on the tefillin, that the rosh, tefillin shel rosh, symbolizes our thoughts and our minds should be proper. And the tefillin shel yad is next to our heart, that our desires should be proper. We have to have them together. There has to be a connection between heart and mind. If there's a proper connection between mind and heart, between Shema Yisrael and between V'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha, then we can properly have a chance of wanting the right thing. We know that the Beis Hamikdash is called the neck of Klal Yisrael. It's called the neck of Klal Yisrael. We know that from Binyamin and Yosef when they met, like the Torah says, they fell on each other's necks. Why in the necks? He fell on his neck, Yosef fell on Binyamin's neck, symbolizing the two Beis Hamikdash that would be in his chelek. Binyamin fell on Yosef's neck because of Mishkan Shiloi. The neck somehow symbolizes the Beis Hamikdash. Our enemies always came to Eretz Yisrael with one goal. They wanted to destroy the Jewish nation, but they wanted to destroy the Beis Hamikdash, destroy the Mishkan. They couldn't stand the Mishkan and the Beis Hamikdash, says the Shem and Shmuel. You know why? Because this is the connection. They knew the secret of Klal Yisrael. The secret is to connect mind and heart. If the mind and the heart are connected, the Beis Hamikdash was the place that connected the mind and the heart. If they are connected, then Klal Yisrael is on the right path. If we lose that connection, and that's what our enemies always wanted, if we want to be victorious against those enemies who want to ruin, who want to destroy our holiness, our Beis Hamikdash, the holy connection that exists between the mind, the first step is to say Shema Yisrael properly. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and V'ahavtas Hashem Elokecha. We have the proper connection between our minds and our hearts, between the tefillin that we put on our heads and put on our hands. Then we have a chance, and we are sure that we'll be able to be victorious in the war against our enemies. Good Shabbos. Please don't forget to subscribe. You'll get the video every week by subscribing. Put a like. Thank you very much. Good Shabbos.